Hey youth, I'm Jake. We're continuing our series called Drive. I'm glad you're here. Let's get started. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really have an introduction here, so we're gonna watch a funny video about a car. Oh no, wait, I got one. Okay, never mind. Go back to the car. This series is called Drive because God wants us to be driven in a pursuit of Him. Just like you're driven to be the best Call of Duty player, or a good student, or to have the most likes on your latest selfie, God wants us to be driven for Him. Last week, we learned that God wants to give you a good life. But life's not all about you. God wants you to help others. In the book of John, Jesus himself demonstrates this. Jesus got up from the table, took off his robe, wrapped a towel around his waist, and poured water into a basin. Then he began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel he had around him. So this isn't something we're really familiar with today, but back in Jesus' day, this happened all the time. See, they walked around in these flimsy little sandals on dirty, dusty roads that had like donkey poop and people poop and poop. And so nobody wanted to wash anybody's feet. And this job was saved for the lowest servants or like the lowest child in the household. And Jesus shouldn't have been doing this, but he did because he wanted to demonstrate to his disciples, to us, that it is really important for us to serve others. After washing their feet, he put on his robe again and sat down and asked, "Do you understand what I'm doing? Since I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you ought to wash each other's feet. I have given you an example to follow. Do as I have done to you." Jesus was obviously better than any of his disciples. To them, he was their teacher and their leader. But he washed their feet. He took this low position because he was trying to demonstrate that it doesn't matter who you are. If you're a follower of God, you need to serve others. This means we should help others by serving them in practical ways. We all have plenty of opportunities to serve others in our life. You can serve at your church or your youth group. You can serve in your kids' church. You can serve your small group or your neighbor or your community at like a homeless shelter. There are plenty of opportunities for all of us to serve. It just takes us to go out and find them. We also need to help others by telling them about God. We all need to look for practical ways to help others, but the most important way we can help anyone is to tell them about God. And this doesn't have to be a scary thing. It can be as simple as having a conversation or inviting them to church or youth group. And I promise you, you won't regret it. God really does want us to have a good life, but we can never fully experience that unless we learn to go out and help others.